Hey, been a while since I did a book review, but I finally got around to reading first 3 volumes of Lore Olympus. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. I have actually read this comic before, by Rachel Smythe. I have actually read this before. First 3 volumes cover the first 75 episodes of the webcomic. I did originally read it via Webtoons. Here's the box, by the way. Now that it's empty, I can pick it up. So yeah, these first 3 volumes were sent to me as a gift by Uncle Buck's Quarter over a year ago. Took me a little while. But yes, I did originally read this via Webtoon. But it has now, I'm pretty sure the whole series, I think, has now been published in print. It is a very interesting retelling of the myth of Hades and Persephone. So it's kind of interesting. So it takes Greek mythology sort of loosely. You know, the characters are there, but but a lot of them are sort of changed in a lot of ways. Big part of the idea is that the world the world that the gods live in is very modern day. Corporations, cell phones, things like that. People, guys are wearing suits and women are wearing sort of modern clothing as well. And so it's very much, they very much live in a sort of modern-ish type of society. The mortal realm, however, does not. The mortal realm is still, ancient days. So that's actually kind of an interesting idea. Anyway. Some characters are sort of are sort of handled in broad strokes. Others a little bit more. Others are a little bit more faithful. And it is a fairly stylish book. So here's how it opens. Nice car. Baddie in some sexy lingerie. Blue guy is Hades. So yeah, Hades is and characters have different colors. There's Hera, golden. Zeus is purple. Poseidon is green. Artemis is also a purple color. And a nice little pink Persephone. Also, short-sighted. So the art is very colorful, pretty stylish. So Hades is at a party. His girlfriend sort of did not go to the party with him, much to his annoyance. He sees Persephone there, is immediately smitten. He actually makes a comment about her putting Aphrodite to shame, which Aphrodite overhears and gets pissed off about. So she decides to have Eros drug her, or like get her drunk, and so she passes out, and then put her in the backseat of Hades' car in order to embarrass them both. That plan kind of backfires because Hades is actually a really nice dude, and he's very, kind to her and takes care of her, and she has no idea who he is. She's 19. He's thousands of years old. She's 19. That age difference is definitely brought up. It is something that Hades himself is deeply uncomfortable with once he finds out the extent of the age difference. But they are gods. So, but he is still deeply attracted to her, and she's very much attracted to him, despite not actually knowing who he is at first. She's very embarrassed when she does find out who he is, because it makes her feel kind of stupid about how she behaved and everything. And then the series, as it continues, follows their relationship. And not just that, it is a romance story, but there's a lot of other stuff going on as well. There's a lot of... there's just a lot of stuff going on. A lot of characters. Covers a fair number of the Greek gods are around. Persephone is rooming with Artemis. She is. They're both part of the goddesses of eternal maidenhood, which consists of Hestia, Athena, Artemis, and Persephone, who obviously was not one of the virgin goddesses in mythology. So, and this is a romance story, so clearly that doesn't say anything. But it is also a slow burn between the two. Does not go smoothly, but regardless, that is another complication in their relationship, is that she is studying to be one of the eternal virgin goddesses while falling in love with a dude. Artemis is kind of a delight. It's not just that she's nice. She's often really funny. She gets a lot of great reaction images. Oh, also, next I'll show this. This is her first time, actually, this is Persephone first meeting Hades, while awake. And then she quickly befriends this ferocious guard dog. That's Cerberus. Only one head here, but... Anyway, one thing I should mention, it's a pretty heavy story. It does deal with some heavy themes, including, most notably, sexual assault. Yeah, physical and mental abuse, sexual trauma, and toxic relationships are all things that are dealt with here. In this person, in volume 1, she does not by Hades, but a different god does coerce her into sex. It makes her feel shitty. She eventually admits, in volume 3, she does actually admit to somebody what happened, and person she admits it to just straight up calls it rape. So, you know. And that is something that is sort of with her for pretty much until the end of the comic. And yeah, there's other stuff going on as well. That said, there's also a lot of comedy. It is a very funny comic. Um, sorry. Well, there's some characters in particular who are hilarious. Eros and Hermes are probably like the funniest because they're both kind of himbos. Um, and I do like himbo Hermes. But again, I don't think we see much of his trickster side throughout the story. Certainly not these volumes, but I don't remember. I don't think we see much of him being a trickster throughout the rest of the comic either. But yeah, he's just kind of a good-hearted dumbass. Eros as well. Um, and yeah, there's the marriage between Zeus and Hera is definitely something that is a pretty recurring element. The fact that they're in a not great, that their marriage is complicated, given his tendency to stray, and he doesn't really take her seriously when she sort of starts telling him things. Um, the these collected editions they oh, should mention as well. That also, yeah, Hades is in a pretty toxic relationship with a nymph named Minth. Uh, who is in a very, very toxic friendship with another nymph, Thetis, who is in a relation, who is Zeus's Zeus's assistant slash side piece. Just wanted to find this image of Artemis. She wanted to key Poseidon's car, but he didn't have a car. So somehow she ended up with a wolf. Because here. Artemis is great. I love Artemis. So yeah, it's Hades and Minth are not good for each other. Minth is just I will say, starting off, Minth is a bitch. You really don't like Minth at the start. But second volume, you do kind of start to feel for her. And as the story goes on, you know, you do continue to feel for her. Even if you also know that she is not good for Hades, you do want her to find something. Sort of thing. That kind of happens with a few of the characters as well. Aphrodite, her petty vindictiveness sort of kicks off the plot. But once we actually start seeing more of her, especially in Volume 3, she does show up more in Volume 3 than any of the earlier stuff. Once again, you do start to like her, almost against your will. That's what I like about Artemis in this. You start to like her almost against your will. And not even necessarily because she's actually, like, likable, but because she's... Yeah. She's just ends up being someone that you really like. Another thing I'll note, this comic does not really get, or these 3 volumes do not get into the larger meta plot. Because there is some there is a lot of metaplot. There's a lot of bigger stuff that starts going on as the series progresses. As said, this covers the first 75 episodes out of 280. So, still lots more for me to collect. Eventually. Anyway, yeah, it's really good. It is a very good story. It is a very good comic. As I said, you can read the whole thing on Lore Olympus, not counting the bonus chapters that each volume includes. Stuff that just had to be cut for time. Smythe didn't want, Smythe and her editor didn't really want it going any longer than it needed to. Their plans were already pretty long. And some stuff just felt like it wouldn't really fit. It just felt extraneous. So some stuff had to be cut, and it makes its way in here into these. So you can read the entire story on Webtoon for free, or you can read the collected editions for bonus content as well. Yeah. Fun writing, fun characters, great use of color. And the relationship between the two is a lot of fun. It's a story that gets... The story of Hades and Persephone has been sort of retold a lot. It might be the most popular of the Greek myths at this point. A lot of people like doing retellings of it, depicting the two as, as a happy and loving couple. But Lore Olympus does it very well. So, yeah, so Lore Olympus by Rachel Smythe. Good comic, check it out.